Hey guys, welcome to PsychBoi, PsychMike here. Just a few quick things. First, this is not a ransom video. Second, thank you guys so much for watching episode 1. It got way more views than any of us expected, and we hope you guys continue to tune in as we continue to turn out content for y'all. Third, the trivia question from last week. Unfortunately, none of the commenters got the question right. Sorry, Tyler Mullen, buddy. The elephant only has 2 knees in its back legs, not 4. And I actually did a little bit of research on a very reputable site called Quora and found out there are no animals in the world with 4 knees. So, a little bit of a trick question, but nobody got it right. So, I'm going to pick the mystery concoction for this week, and I'm going to choose water. So, bottoms up. Tasted a lot like vodka, actually. And a lot of you guys were asking about the mystery concoction, trying to guess the ingredients. And I spoke with Saya. I can now tell you what was in that cup. It contained 4 ingredients: tomato juice, pasta sauce, toothpaste, and some milk from the left tit of a mother walrus. So we wanted to give you guys a full-length episode this week. That was the plan initially. But I've been out of town partying on the Jersey coast and just got back. So we decided to do a bit of a shorter episode, but we hope you guys still enjoy it. We're calling it
Episode 1.5.
Yes, which is like a Star Wars episode.
It's good. What's up, everyone? Welcome to a new edition of PsychBoi with your host, PsychMike, and I'm here with my 2 fellow co-hosts, Saya. Say hi to the fans, Saya.
Nice.
And the newly acquainted co-host of this show, G. Minor.
Honored to be here.
Anyway, so we are back. We wanted to do a brief episode here for this week and kind of discuss one of the topics that was raised up in the comments, which was Tinder.
Tinder.
Like the fire.
Yes. I never understood why it was a fire symbol. Because it was supposed to be love and...
It's like you're kindling love.
Kindling.
Like you're rubbing together. Not in a sexual way.
Should we jump into the topic?
Sure.
Okay.
Minor, I think, has some words of wisdom, though, that he would like to say.
Tinder,
Really quick.
dating apps in general are fantastic ways to meet people. Not just because you necessarily meet someone on the app, but because it gets you out of your apartment into the real world where you can meet other people. You know, sometimes you may think, oh, I never get any dates from Tinder. Well, are you really getting dates sitting in your apartment by yourself on your couch?
Ooh.
I don't think so.
I felt that.
So the first thing we want to say is, no matter what negative things we may say on this episode, there are pluses to Tinder, or Bumble, or pick your favorite dating app, Grindr.
Here we go. I have a couple of questions that I've put together for us to talk about tonight. Because you commented, we're going to comment on your comments. So the topic was raise Tinder. Tinder. Does Tinder promote a fear that potentially a person will not be as good looking in person as they are in their profile?
Can I see these question cards?
No.
I think Sai brings up actually a really good point. Because everybody's going to pick the picture that makes them look the best possible, because that's all anybody's really going to look at when they're swiping through.
Well, you know, hopefully they read a little bit of the comments as well. Have you ever had the fear, you know, approaching a date, that the person might not be as good looking, or found that the person might not be as good looking?
Oh, yeah. I think that's just a risk you take when you use these things.
It's a psychological barrier.
I've heard people... Did you just try to bring psych into this?
We are a psych show.
I know, but I still don't see how this is related.
Well,
we talked about this earlier.
I'm allowed to relate to
I don't see it.
All right. Do you guys remember the website Hot or Not?
No.
I think you're showing.
There was a
website.
Right now. I am refined like a fine wine.
You don't look a day over 50.
Have you ever drank wine?
So, back to the topic. There was a website called Hot and Not where you put up pictures,
And people would
say whether you were hot or not. Is Tinder simply the modern day version of hot or not for people to get the psychological benefits of being told that they're attractive? All right.
Yes. I'd be astounded if that is not happening. People just make their profile, swipe right on everybody just to see who swipes right back on them, and then find out who thinks they're hot, never really message the person back.
So they're not actually seeking relationships, they're seeking for emotional verification of their looks.
That's what I think happens a lot. Not everyone, but
a good number?
A good number.
Yeah, I've seen this a lot at parties actually. Like girls are there, they're not even trying to meet people. They just want people to hit on them so they can feel good about themselves.
We all want love.
You can do what you want to do on Tinder.
Next question. Bad boys get more swipes. True or false?
False.
Okay.
False.
False? Okay, why?
I think because...
I'm going to change my answer to true, actually.
Well, you got to realize, these are strangers. If someone's giving a real bad boy persona, that can be a red flag.
Well,
you don't want to just meet up with some random creeper, right?
But they might be fun to talk to for some people. Do nice guys finish last? You said bad boys get more swipes, so then you would think that nice guys finish better?
Nice guys finish life guys.
I think that
guys with life finish last.
That goes without saying.
No offense to people who have life. So all you people who have life out there,
shave your hair, shave your head, get rid of it. Use the cream.
My personal opinion is some online dating thing, you want to be respectful and open and funny and welcoming, and if that means being a nice guy or not, I don't think that is really a factor.
Viewers, we would love to hear, especially you ladies out there. You know, do bad boys finish better on Tinder, or do nice guys? When you're looking on there and someone kind of describes themselves as a nice guy,
now here's my perspective.
From a psychology standpoint.
I want to say, I think that as women grow older, they tend to care less about the bad boy image and they just want a nice guy. But when they're still younger, and I think the majority of women using Tinder aren't like 50-year-olds, you know, I think they're like 18.
They are or are not?
They're not. They're not older ladies, because they probably met someone or they're using another site, you know. Like Tinder's kind of like a hip thing, you know, that teenagers are using, you know. And, you know, they want the bad boy. They want that guy who's going to just rock their world.
Whoa.
Like, you know.
Men says in a good time spent with them, right?
Oh, yeah. Take them to the park, you know.
Yeah.
Buy them some cotton candy.
Swing on the swings.
Yeah.
Okay. This one I sincerely feel is psychological. You can judge it accordingly. But the mindset of people having FOMO, or the fear of missing out, is Tinder keeping people in the state of ever looking and never committed?
Oh, so it's like you think you could maybe do better.
Yeah.
You're never satisfied.
Never satisfied because you have an endless supply of people. Is Tinder keeping us ever looking and never committed?
It's like the paradox of choice. You familiar with this?
No, please explain.
Is that an econ concept?
Econ, psychology. It's related.
We learned that in the last episode.
If you have, suppose, 100 options for the type of jelly you want on your peanut butter and jelly sandwich, it's very hard to pick which one you want, and people are typically not as happy with the choice they make in the end.
Really?
If you have 2 choices of jelly, people are typically happier with the choice they make after the end because they know which one they wanted relative to the other.
I've heard this before.
So let me get this straight. You're implying that we would be happier without Tinder?
I'm saying we'd be more decisive, and then people interpret that as being happier.
Let us know if you
Let us know in the comments if you're enjoying this right now.
This is an experimental episode, so let us know. So looks. The question is, do looks, if a person is more attractive on Tinder, do you give them more credibility of being more intellectual, being more friendly, you know, and everything you desire?
The opposite. If they look hot, I'm going to assume they're stupid.
Whoa.
We can't have it all, you know?
Wow.
Unless you're me.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I feel like if I were on Tinder swiping through, I would not be inferring anything about their intelligence from a picture.
Okay.
If I were starting to talk to them, then I would start drawing signals like, oh, they don't spell anything correctly, and nothing's capitalized or punctuated, because this is clearly not trying.
And that's what you should do, kids.
I'm going to argue with that. Like, well, while I think that that's, good that you don't evaluate them just based on looks and that stuff, but from a psychological standpoint, we judge each other, subconsciously on how we perceive we're taking care of ourselves. And Tinder is completely based on that from pictures.
Maybe initially.
People are looking at each other and saying, this person dresses nice, therefore they might have a good income. Or this person takes care of themselves, therefore they must be disciplined, or those kind of things.
People like to not be judged by their cover. Don't judge a book by its cover.
But isn't that what Tinder is? Is it's nothing but a cover?
Oh, yeah, and I don't think Tinder's good for that reason.
Okay,
But you choose your cover.
That's true.
And it's usually not a realistic cover.
Why do you think people do that from a psychological standpoint?
Because nobody wants to admit to being who they are.
Yeah, no one's comfortable with who they are.
So is that a vulnerability issue?
No, it's that everybody has flaws and you hide them.
Ooh. So
I would agree with that, yeah.
So
no one likes to admit they're messy,
True. From a grand scheme of Tinder, is Tinder benefiting us as a generation, or is it hindering us?
No, it's terrible. It's terrible for our generation.
Why?
Because now we're used to just going onto an app and swiping based on looks. We're not going out and meeting people like we should. And that's why I hate phones. I have a phone, guys. I don't like to use it that much because I just feel like we're getting too attached to technology and to stuff that really it's just a screen, It's not real life. And, our interactions we're not face to face, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's what we're missing now.
G minor?
By the way,
what are your thoughts?
My first thought was, think about how rare it is that you hear about couples that don't meet through Tinder now. Most people are meeting through Tinder now, rather than, I don't know, how we used to meet.
I wouldn't say
most. Well, it's becoming more, but it's not weird anymore.
True.
I still laugh when people tell me they met on Tinder.
My thought is, if people are happy and they're still meeting each other, the mechanism isn't really that important. It is efficient in a lot of ways, rather than, suppose you want to meet someone on a weekend and you just go to a bar, no one else goes to the bar, you just wasted it. Tinder's a very efficient way to try to make this matching pairing up work.
I'm just saying, if I was a girl, I would be attracted to me.
That's good to know.
As a man.
That's a psychology issue.
I am a man and I'm attracted to you.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like this video and subscribe to me, PsychBoi, for any future content. Next week, we are bringing you episode 2 of PsychBoi, as well as a bonus video. You won't want to miss it. So, stay tuned, stay classy, and we will see you next week. Peace!